My favorite ideas from a book by Shawn Achor, Before Happiness. In this book, Shawn Achor explains that we need to first see positive change as possible before we can be happy or successful in life. So Shawn Achor is a passionate advocate for positive psychology. He wrote The Happiness Advantage. His research on happiness is accessible through books, talks, and his website, goodthinkinc.com. He said, helping others see the meaning in their personal and work lives does not diminish your own life's meaning and purpose. According to Shawn Achor, happiness is a mindset for your growth pilgrimage. We begin by choosing a reality that leads to growth, or the most valuable reality, which is the first skill. So you have to learn what is valid or maybe true or real. You have to learn what is helpful, at least what will get you the best possible outcome. And finally, what is positive for your growth. To achieve clarity, we need to overcome our blind spots. We need to learn to map our world. Have you ever tried that? This was a very interesting idea from his book. Try to imagine, where do you go? What do you do? Who do you see? That will make your map very unique. We need to map out our success route, the second skill. How do we do that? We need to add diverse meaning markers en route to goals, at least 10. Because the more you care about a goal, the better your chances for creating success in career and life. So how do you do this? We need to do at least 3 things. Working with our map full of meaning markers. See the destination or your goal closer, and your challenge or your obstacle smaller. Be adaptive. Create multiple paths to success before looking for plan B or an escape route. Reflect regularly. Does my behavior today lead me to one of my meaning markers? For example, we're already in October, so maybe it is your goal to host the family for Christmas brunch this coming December. So what will be meaning markers for you? Maybe you have to book a venue because your family might be too big for your house. You might have to create a guest list. You might have to prepare a program, a Christmas playlist. Maybe you need to prepare and wrap your gifts. If you have games, prizes. Maybe you need to plan for decorating the venue. Maybe you need to confirm food, especially for potluck arrangements. Maybe you need to arrange video calls for people who cannot make it physically. You might want to assign a Santa, and you might want to arrange a routine for distributing some gifts. Do you see how achieving these meaning markers are able to make your goal of a Christmas brunch more successful? So we need to be flexible, able to see different approaches, solutions, and also resources. So let's explore the following. Are you able to write 3 things you are grateful for? Maybe count the graces and blessings you receive daily. Are you able to write 3 resources that help you accomplish any goal you choose? Are you able to listen to 3 different people, welcome their ideas and feedback? Are you able to recall 3 turning points in your life? Some of us can do more. After tracking your graces, let us start tracking our gifts. Doing something for someone else raises our levels of hope, joy, and happiness, and success rates. Giving actually feels better, does more for you, and provides greater returns in the long run than receiving support does. So ask yourself, how am I helping? Maybe you need to volunteer. Count your gifts every day as well. For example, for more than 20 years now, I have participated as a child sponsor with World Vision. So that means I pay monthly contributions that funds a child's education. I visited a community and interacted with sponsored children. And during the pandemic, I arranged a virtual meeting with my sponsored child. I was able to um, ask him his wish, and he told me he wanted to own a bicycle. So with the help of the World Vision team, I was able to arrange giving him that. So why do I remember many milestones? Because I track them. World Vision helps me track them too through their app. I receive regular emails and updates. How about you? Are you tracking how you are serving your community? The mind assesses usually how far away a goal is. We call that proximity. How likely you are to achieve it. We call that the size of the target. And how much effort it will take to do so. We call that thrust. So learn to find your X spots early and often. We need to find success accelerants, or the third skill. Now, the brain actually releases endorphins when it sees success as probable, not only possible. The body has more vigor, speed, mental clarity, and toughness. So let's work on proximity. Zoom in on your target. Change your perception of the distance to the finish line. Paint your target closer to unleash your drive, your energy, your focus, and motivation, and all the other resources you might need. The closer you perceive the target, the harder and faster you actually work. Do you notice that you get a lot of things done days closer to a trip? You become more organized. You are able to finish more errands. You seem to have more energy to do everything you need because your trip is looming close. If you have an early flight, you find yourself actually waking up earlier than an alarm clock. Why? Because expectations are very clear. Pygmalion effect by Rosenthal and Jacobson said the students actually perform at the level expected by a teacher, even without a teacher actually verbalizing such expectations. So how does it affect us? Design programs where people have a perceived head start, where they can perceive great progress too. So design goals with some progress already worked in. So you may want to explore daily habit charts. Maybe you want to write 3 things that you will do anyway, things that you have already completed or almost completed to your existing to-do list. You might want to explore the following at home. If you have a family, display a family calendar, showing the month at a glance. List important birthdays, anniversaries, other events from school, projects, tests, along with other after-school activities. This will serve as a collective agenda, and it will highlight the days for family game nights, date nights for parents, and parent-child dates. So you display your to-do list for each member of the family, showing chores or tasks for the day. Write at least 3 things you will do anyway. So you already have 3 checks done. Each entry needs the permission of the owner of such lists. Avoid arguing, complaining, and blaming, or even making judgments or sarcastic remarks when you are reviewing to-do lists as a family. Prepare your list the night before and complete the family calendar at least the weekend before the next month. To achieve escalation of commitment, to become more committed, review what you have already accomplished. List your milestones. The more you invest in a task, the more you begin to care about it. So target size. You magnify the likelihood of success because the bigger you see the target, the easier to hit it. What you see right now is the Ebbinghaus illusion. Actually, the circle, the green circle, are equal in size. But the circle on the right looks bigger because it's surrounded by smaller circles. So let's learn to perceive a reality where success is likely, even self-fulfilling. List your resources and achievements. Recall success in similar outcomes or situations. Try these at home. Maybe you might want to create a tradition of sharing milestones over meal times. List some milestones in the family journal that you would like to revisit or maybe save for a scrapbook. Go over the child's best milestone monthly. The family can go over these milestones also on the eve, New Year's Eve. Okay, and it will be like a Thanksgiving tradition for everybody, very personalized. Instill in the family an attitude of gratitude. Then trust. Recalculate the energy required to hit your target. The lower the mental cost, the faster you succeed. Avoid mental fatigue. Reserve cognitive resources for priority tasks early in the day. Create routines for less important tasks and rest between priority tasks. So Philip Zimbardo's time paradox says the more mental energy you have to exert during a given period of time, the longer that period seems. So the longer you think it will take to accomplish something, a task, the more difficult you perceive it to be. So craft a path of least resistance towards positive habits. Observe a 20-second rule. New habits should start within 20 seconds or less. So time flies when you're having fun. The more you decrease focus on things you worry about, the easier it will be to lose track of time and direct resources to achieving your tasks. So make your habits easy to do. Easy to start, 20 seconds or less. One of my habits are taking supplements. So all my supplements actually for the day is kept in one container in my bag. I also keep my running shoes and timer and hand weights together. I prepare my piano and music sheets the night before. My planner has a page for my to-do lists and appointments. Okay? My phone stores my scores, my fasting hours, my sleeping hours, my pages read, the minutes I listen to audios, and more. So habits will simplify my day. No more decision-making necessary in those aspects. I save my energy for learning, writing, and solving problems that come up later. So we also need to boost the positive signal. First, by eliminating noise, what's negative, or the fourth skill. So how do you block the noise? They may be external and internal. Okay, so these are negative and useless information. Now, why do we have to block them first? They register 5 times louder than the signal you need. So you remove it first, okay? So it is noise if it fits any of these criteria. It's unusable, no? Your behavior will not be changed by this information. It's untimely. Information could change by the time you actually need to use it. It's hypothetical. It is based on what someone believes could be instead of what is. And finally, it's distracting. It keeps you from your goals. Are you guilty of that? Are you remembering things already? I need to block sources of distraction myself. I learned to check my email on a schedule. I removed access to internet or Wi-Fi at bedtime to help me sleep longer. I keep my phone silent at all times. I do not keep snacks at home. What about you? Maybe I can learn from your tips as well. So after you have blocked the noise, it's now time to improve your ability to hear the signal. It alerts you to opportunities, possibilities, and resources. So what deserves your attention? Okay, the fear of being wrong can lead to perpetually skewed decision making. Silence that fear that you might fail. No? Keep worry in proportion to the likelihood of the event. You ask yourself some questions like, how often does this event happen? No? How often does it happen to other people with the same situation? No? Because you might be guilty like me. I tend to overthink and worry and expect negative outcomes by default. To fight that, I fill up my day with habits to overcome these things, these tendencies. I pray, I read a page from my journal, another page from other journals, like for my milestone and for my growth. I listen to growth audios. I watch growth videos. I read at least 10 pages from a growth book. It keeps me busy. I write notes, sometimes even talks. It helps me to meet people who are positive and uplifting, who add to my energy. I sound different every year because I deliberately learn new things every day. We also need to transfer positive reality to others, the fifth skill. Learn to franchise success habits or positive ideas. Any success that can be observed can also be repeated. So happiness is contagious and advantageous. The Ritz-Carlton hotels are known for their customer service. They make their guests feel valued. They exceed expectations. So they have a 10-5 way, and it teaches their staff to make eye contact and smile at someone 10 feet away from you, and to say hello to someone 5 feet away from you. A hospital copied the 10-5 way and reaped incredible results in 6 months. The doctors felt more connected to their patients. The patients were very satisfied with the care received. The patients were more compliant to their treatment programs and even referred new patients. And the hospital generated almost $2 billion in revenues to serve sick people successfully. It all started with a smile. So the older I got, the more I realized that acts of service is my love language. I still remember strangers who showed me kindness, like a cab driver who brought me home when I had the flu in college, a store attendant who lent me his scissors so I can cut up a poster without wrinkling it, or strangers who offered their seat to me in buses. These examples encourage me to be kinder to others as well. Do you remember receiving an act of kindness recently? Maybe you can share that with us in the chat box. Later, I will read it and at the breakout room. Look at this picture for about 10 seconds and note what you felt like doing. How about this picture? Another 10 seconds and note what you felt like doing. Did you feel like yawning and smiling as well? That's because of mirror neurons. They are in our brains and they cause us to mimic actions around us. Like when you end up following the yawn and the smile. Okay? It is easy to catch the mindset of a person. So try to catch the mindset of achievers. Listen to them, especially when they share their ideas in videos or in actual events. Learn from them as much as you can. You become the average of the people you spend the most time with. Encourage your close friends on a growth journey through videos, through books, through events, through audios, and even mentoring programs. We also need to lead and rewrite the social script to create positive influence. Biblatane said, social influence is the following. S for strength, the strength of your message. I for immediacy, and N for the number of sources. So the stronger and more important the message is, and the more people delivering the same message, the more influence it will have. So find people who are positive. And once you have increased social influence, you may go after the cynics. Now, don't go after the cynics and detractors first. A great advice when you are advocating for something is to look for the people who will help you first, your supporters. More than 10 years ago, I started a Secret Santa project. Now we would collect letters for Secret Santa written by an orphan or a child temporarily sheltered in an orphanage. We buy their wish list, okay, and we endorse the gifts before their Christmas party. I started alone. Soon, some family and friends joined me. The wrapping and keeping of the gifts were my responsibility. So more people got curious when they see a growing stack of gifts in my home. Soon, other Secret Santas invited more to become Secret Santas. We were collecting funds from their groups, office mates and classmates from abroad. Some stories were so encouraging that some are starting to post and share. And finally, we have reached over 10 years of doing that. So imagine what you can do with a simple idea you decide to start now with a few friends who will support you. Michelle Jellen's power lead says, be the one who speaks first to set the social script. So learn to start conversations on a positive topic. Make your face and your tone fit your words. Do people feel glad they met you? Do you add to their passion or encourage them to bounce back from challenges? I hope you sincerely want to deserve the yes to these questions. I've been serving kids professionally since 1996. I remain grateful when I hear from the families of the kids I taught. But my favorite memories come from the children themselves, especially when they recognize me after so many years of not seeing me, or when they call me to update me. Some even introduce their girlfriends to me. Some later on, their children. I'm a bit old already. So I started teaching generation 2 that way. I pray I will still be given more years to keep teaching the next generations to grow up to become good people. So we're about to end. A few more slides. Humor signals cognitive fitness. So for those of you who like a good sitcom and a funny comic, that's a sign of cognitive fitness. The brain needs to be flexible, quick, and sharp to create or comprehend something funny. So humor is a marker of one's ability to add vantage points. Huh? Learn to laugh at funny articles and videos and learn to share them. I am actually more serious than funny, but I love reading something funny. I find it also irresistible. So I share what makes me giggle. I hope you do the same. You may even help a friend de-stress a bit by laughing at your corny jokes. Okay? So plant meaning, not numbers, in shared narratives. Now, create a narrative of your success and celebrate individual and group success. Now, plant seeds of positive reality that is contagious, influential, and meaningful. Okay? Cognitive dissonance happens when the brain recognizes that it's holding two conflicting beliefs. Challenges can be tools to motivate and engage us. Find meaning in adversity and focus on how the team can overcome it. Adversity can actually glue team members together. So a positive genius sees solutions, possibilities, and connections. Change your reality, share it with others, and then create breakthroughs that transforms your life and the world. Remember, happiness is a mindset for your journey to becoming your best possible self. It's not an outcome. So we learn that we do not need to be successful to be happy. In fact, we need to cultivate success in our lives to achieve, we need to cultivate happiness in our lives to achieve success. So happiness first before success. The book actually highlights 5 skills that allows us to cultivate happiness. Because you might be wondering, like me, happiness was not my default. No? On our pilgrimage to success and significance. So what are these 5? We need to choose the most valuable reality. We need to be realistic and optimistic at the same time. We need to see change as possible, and we need to expect growth. We also need to map success routes. That's the second skill. We need to add meaning markers to make us care about achieving our next goal. We need to find success accelerants. No? We need to design the proximity of the target. It should be closer. The size of the target. It should look bigger, easy to hit, and the effort required to tilt towards predictable success. It should be effortless or appear so. We need to boost the positive signals to make us sensitive to more opportunities and resources. Yeah? To do that, we need to eliminate first what distracts us, the noise. We need to listen selectively for opportunities, resources, and possibilities. Finally, we need to transfer positive realities to others, sharing our positive ideas, our success habits, and our social scripts to help us transform our community. Okay, so we remember 4 things before happiness. Now we need to be focused. Now work towards meaning markers en route to goals and see your targets closer and bigger. We need to be flexible. We need to explore different paths, resources, and solutions to make our tasks fun, fast, and easy. We need to be grateful for resources, opportunities, and past success, even for lessons learned from challenges or obstacles. And we need to be generous. Franchise success habits, make eye contact, smile, say hello, rewrite a positive social script, work with positive people on projects, be humorous with others. A positive genius sees solutions, possibilities, and connections. Change your reality, share it with others, then you create breakthroughs that transform lives and the world. After all, happiness is contagious and advantageous. It was fun sharing some ideas with you today. I hope you can highlight your favorite ideas at the breakout room with some personal stories too. Perhaps something funny will also be shared. God bless everybody.